Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping right into something you don't see every day. Lionel Messi. The guy's known for being calm under pressure, right? But he was visibly pretty frustrated after Inter Miami drew with the San Jose
Yeah,
Earthquakes.
saw that. Pretty unusual for him.
Totally. We're looking at this through a Times of India report that really detailed his reaction. It was quite uncharacteristic.
Arguing with the referee, getting a warning.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not typical Messi.
exactly. So our mission here, for you, the learner, is to really unpack this. What's the context? What led to that outburst?
Hmm. And what does it maybe signal about, MLS or Inter Miami right now?
Right. What are the ripple effects? Okay, let's get into it.
So the first thing that jumps out is just how surprising it was. I mean, the Times of India article describes it well. Messi, usually so composed, right?
Yeah.
Even when things get tense. But here he is, end of the game, having a really animated argument with the referee, Joe Dickerson.
And it wasn't just a quick word, was it? It seemed quite prolonged.
No, definitely not. It was clearly about a foul they felt was missed late in the game, near San Jose's goal. And the fact he actually got a warning,
Hmm.
which, could easily become a yellow card. That tells you something about how intense it was.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And the report mentioned Bruce Arena, the San Jose coach, actually came over.
Yeah, apparently tried to step in, maybe calm things down a bit,
Hmm.
which, again, just highlights how heated it got.
Wow. And the Times of India piece really picked up on the fan reaction, too. Lots of surprise, social media buzzing about it.
Oh, absolutely. People were sharing clips, debating it. It definitely got people talking.
So it makes you ask, what was the actual trigger? Because, okay, a draw isn't great, maybe disappointing for Miami,
Mm-hmm.
but usually that alone wouldn't provoke that kind of reaction from Messi, would it?
Probably not. But if you zoom out a bit, look at the wider context. Inter Miami hasn't exactly been firing on all cylinders lately. The article hints at this, a run of results, draws, some losses. This game included.
Okay, so there's a pattern of frustration building, maybe?
Could be. I mean, think about Messi. His whole career, his mindset, it's built around winning. He has this incredible drive.
Sure, absolutely.
So these results probably add significant internal pressure. And then you factor in Luis Suarez being out, his main attacking partner.
Right, so more weight falls on Messi's shoulders to produce.
Exactly. More burden to score the goals, get
Yeah.
the wins. So maybe that frustration boiling over wasn't just about that one call. Could be, the accumulation of recent results.
That makes a lot of sense. And didn't the article also mention some general sort of low-level annoyances Messi might have with MLS?
Yeah, it touched on that. Whispers, reports. Nothing too concrete maybe, but still factors.
Like what specifically?
Well, the example they gave was quite interesting, the reports about his bodyguard.
Mm.
Apparently issues with him being allowed consistently near the pitch.
Huh. That seems like a weird detail, but maybe important for someone like him.
You'd think so, right?
Yeah.
For a global superstar, security, personal space, that's probably a big deal, not just some minor thing. So the article kind of suggests that these background irritations, maybe just simmering there, they could have played a part, made his fuse a bit shorter during the San Jose game.
Like the final straw kind of thing. That missed call just tipped him over.
Possibly, yeah. One frustration too many in that moment, perhaps.
So this is where it gets really interesting, right? Because when someone like Messi shows that kind of emotion, it naturally opens up bigger conversations.
Oh, for sure.
The Times of India piece pointed out how this incident immediately brought back discussions about, well, the quality of refereeing in MLS.
And that's a critical point for the league's development, isn't it?
How so?
Well, when a player with Messi's global standing reacts so strongly to a decision, it just magnifies any existing debates. It puts a much brighter spotlight on the consistency, the quality of officiating.
Right, people pay more attention.
Exactly. It forces fans, analysts, probably the league itself, to look closer, to ask, are things up to scratch? Are improvements needed? What do you think about how that impacts the league's image?
It definitely raises the stakes, puts MLS under more scrutiny, no doubt about that. And it's not just the refs, is it?
No, the article also connects it to Inter Miami's season overall, their playoff hopes.
Yeah, with this recent run, this draw, naturally you start questioning their chances of making a strong playoff push.
Precisely. And if you combine the team's struggles, these results, with Messi visibly showing frustration, well, it's almost inevitable that speculation starts.
About his future.
Yeah, his long-term commitment.
Yeah.
The article reminds us his contract runs until 2025, which sounds like a while.
But in football years.
Exactly. Planning happens way ahead. If the team keeps struggling, and if Messi seems unhappy, Fans are going to wonder, will he see out that contract? What happens after?
It's definitely a layer to watch. The article also had that little side note, didn't it, about the artist Refik Anadol.
Oh, right. Creating digital art from one of Messi's goals for charity.
Yeah. It's kind of a strange contrast, isn't it? On one hand, this moment of pure frustration in an MLS game. And on the other, this reminder of his global status, his brilliance being turned into art for good causes.
It really highlights the two worlds he lives in, doesn't it? The global icon whose every move is watched, whose legacy is, well, legendary.
And also the competitor, deeply invested in the day-to-day grind, the wins, the losses, the frustrations of his current team.
Yeah. The pressure and the scrutiny must be immense, constantly.
So, wrapping this up, this deep dive into Messi reaction, it feels like it's about more than just one bad call.
Definitely. It seems like a symptom, maybe, of Inter Miami's form, the pressure on him, and maybe some of those background MLS frustrations we talked about.
And it's kicked off those refereeing debates again, raised questions about Miami's season and even, Messi's longer-term place in the league.
Yeah, it's quite revealing how one moment, one flash of anger from a player normally so composed can open up all these different layers. It tells you a lot about the pressures involved.
Yes. Absolutely. Which brings us to our final thought for you, the learner. Thinking about Messi's contract, thinking about his undeniable desire to win. How do you think this season's story, the team's struggles mixed with his own brilliance, might actually shape his future in MLS?
Good question.
And maybe more broadly, what does this incident suggest about the kind of pressure and scrutiny star players face, especially as they move into leagues that are perhaps still evolving or under a different kind of spotlight?
Definitely something to chew on.
It is.
Yeah.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.